Hello, it's Guy here. After a whole year now of building automations directed to sales in B2B lead gen, I've came up with the new meta solution for the issue of generating leads, converting leads without you having to do a thing. So I recently talked to a salesperson who is going to be in a hospital bed within a few months. He's going to be unable to move his arm. He's going to be not producing anything, right? He was interested in this system because he doesn't have to do anything besides getting on a call or hiring somebody to get on the call for him and close, which I offered to do that. And I also offered to, deploy the system for him, teach him whatever he wants in order to help him out with what's going on with him, right? Because here's the thing, AI is here and it's going to replace everybody. That's just true. I mean, some things you don't need to do. The same way that a farmer doesn't have to actually pick the stuff in a farm, nowadays we have machines for that. That applies for these sorts of like digital businesses as well. So we're just going to go quickly over how to 10x yourself for sales. So imagine actually dividing yourself into 10 different versions of you, right? If you were able to do that, just imagine how much more you could do, right? Imagine if you could follow up with 10 leads at once, Imagine if you could do all of the research that you have to do in order to personalize a message to people, because those are the ones that do better. I can send 1,000 personalized messages on any channel. If it's not personal, it never works. It never, ever, ever works. The only way that it does work is if I know about them, if I, in a way, relate to them. And that I think they're super cool, right? Now, I mean, that would take so long. That would take so long for me to look at every client that I want to have, look into who they actually are and all the little details about them. That would be cool. But I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to do that. So what do I need to do? I need to divide myself. That can be employees in which I train on my own systems. And that's a really key thing in business and sales systems. It's really, really important, right? So that's why I came up with this. I started out deploying systems that would convert leads from Facebook ads or TikTok ads, whatever. Then I figured out a way to do the cold outreach that is highly personalized. And then I put those two together and added some things with it to make sure that it's a self-improving system and such, because a human is able to look at the things that are working and be like, yo, this is doing well, this is not, like I need to improve on certain things, right? So that's what this will do. It will have a database. This has a database on the emails that you're getting good responses from, the common objections that you're getting, so that you can say, okay, well, this is a really common objection. I might as well handle this exact objection for this type of customer, for this type of lead, right here on the first initial copy, because this is something that they're going to ask anyway. So I'm not scared. I'm gonna tackle that objection right now. But you get that data, and you could take 3 months to figure that out, or you could take like a week, because it will catch on to that. It will give you a detailed report based on the analytics from, say, instantly. So yeah, I'll cover more about that later, but essentially what I'm trying to say is you want to systemize your output into getting leads and converting these leads. That's the way to really maximize your sales process. So again, why is this the only system you need? Well, for one, this can it's an exact extension of yourself, right? So it's gonna sound like you. Like this could be an AI version of me that sounds exactly like me. Yeah. So whenever you call a lead, it's gonna be you who's talking to them, right? We're gonna train on how you talk, your tone, on your mannerisms, on your speech mannerisms. The AI is able to catch into all of that. We're not necessarily training the AI that trains itself on you. No, it's already there. We just leveraged that tool, such as 11 Labs, to clone your voice, for example, and then that way you're able to, in that part of the system, know, when we're calling them in that part of the system, we're able to know what they have said on the previous email. A lot of times people will respond to your email and they will already give you an objection. They're like, yeah, I've already tried this. This is not something that really works for me. So it has context on what they said. So all we do is match the phone number from Apollo and the email that responded, and then we're able to call them using VAPI. But then it will have the context in which they gave us to, what their concerns are. So we're able to tackle that in order to book the call as soon as they respond to an email. Say within 2 minutes, you give them, you respond an email saying like, hey, just let my team know about this. We're going to give you a call. They're going to get a call. And as long as it's easy for them to make a decision, it's all you need. It helps you. They book a call with you within 3 days. You can give them a little strategy on whatever you're selling. Ideally, you have to be a B2B business owner, lead generation, online business. If you're selling, say, SEO or any sort of marketing products, this could work really, really well. If you're like a brick and mortar business, not so much. But you could take parts of that system, such as the AI autoresponder, for when you get a lead on, say, your Facebook ads or your website for a service that you're selling. I hope that makes sense. But one other point, the first one that shows here is the creating meaningful conversations, which I already talked about that. But essentially, like, you don't want to come off to clients just saying like these super annoying LinkedIn messages and emails that you get. Like, that is horrible. Like, that makes your day worse, rather than the message that says, hey, like, I really appreciate your work. I saw that you just moved. I saw that you went to this school, like, that you're working on this. I think I have the same philosophy. That kind of thing. It's like so personal that it's hard to ignore, and then you just pump your offer into the copy, and they will respond. You can reply to them automatically. Well, you're not going to do anything, but your AI agent will do in this case. So that's why this is the only system you need for sales. Like, what else do you need? Tell me one thing. Tell me in the comments one thing. Comment here on this video, whether you're watching long form, short form. Comment here. What else do you need? Right? You don't need anything else. You might need a closer. Probably not a good idea to outsource that to AI yet, but we'll get there. Anyways, so how does that work, right? How does that work? Essentially, you're gonna have a Slack channel with the AI agent. Kind of like if you had ChatGPT and it was able to do things for you, sales related. That's what it is. So all you do is you go on Apollo, you do a search of the leads that you're looking to get. You copy the link from that search and then you drop it on Slack. We're gonna scrape that list. We're gonna verify the leads on there. We're gonna enrich the leads with information on these people. So the way we do that is we leverage Perplexity. So we're gonna do like an in-depth search on each one of those people, or we can just use their SEO description. That tends to work really well. You don't have to overcomplicate it, but the good thing about this is a custom tailored system. Like the Perplexity stuff works best for like if you're scraping a job post, say like a weekly scraping of job postings that are looking for what you're selling. For example, job postings that are SEO related, they're looking for an SEO professional. You can scrape those and filter those every week, so you can get like 10-15 of those for you to apply. Then we're going to find their company, we're going to find who's hiring, all of the information we need through Perplexity, find their email and email them with an enriched personal message saying like, hey, this is, I looked into you, like I really appreciate what you guys do, and same kind of framework of personalization. And then just say like, hey, this is what I do, like let's work together or something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty robust system. You can do a 80-20 division on the kind of outreach intention, outreach intent that you're doing. For example, like 80% of those will be leads from Apollo, right? They're not necessarily looking for you, they're cold leads. And then 20% of those can be those that are actually posting jobs looking for you. So you have a really good divide of intention there to actually be able to sell your products. And then a whole back-end system, of course, to really convert them and make it easy for them to contact you and buy from you, really. So yeah, the autoresponder, everything, we already covered that. So we're just going to go to the next step here. By the way, I used Gamma AI to make this presentation. This is a presentation on my website. So essentially, it's a pitch deck. The good thing about this, very predictable, yeah? The reason I say that is because the quality alone makes it predictable that you're going to get leads, right? As long as you have that output, you're going to get leads. As long as your offer is good, the copy is good, which we can help out with also. Ideally, like a lot of businesses already have their copy down. They just need the personalization part and then the follow-up stuff, as well as a live database to help the system self-improve. For example, like I said, the weekly reports on what's going on in the campaigns, common objections that you're getting, so you can tweak little things here and there so that it doesn't take you 2 months to make those tweaks and lose on a lot of money, So this is not only predictable, it's very scalable from an intelligent standpoint, because it gives you that data, that raw data that you need, tweak the things that you have to in order to actually then scale. I hope I'm not being too redundant on what I'm saying here, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so like I said, job postings, Apollo leads, you can reach people anywhere. The in-depth research is really, really crazy. This is something that most people want and think about, but don't ever get to actually do it just because of the technical intricacies that are involved with building a system like that are going to scrape those leads, and the tools that you need to know about to make sure you're doing something with the small amount of data that you have on those people. That's why we use AnyMail Finder to actually find the who's hiring, the person's email based on their name and the company that they work for. Then we can do a lot from there. Like we can research on who they are, just really get a really in-depth resume, I guess. Resume, like a summary on what they do, where they work, what they are, like Facebook information. If you do a search on Perplexity on somebody that would be hiring for a small, medium, large business, you can find a lot about them. You can try it right now. Actually, don't right now, because then you're going to leave the video, but it's quite crazy. And then it's a lot of data, which spends a lot of tokens, but at that small volume that you're doing 15 a week, it's not that expensive at all. You should be looking at like maybe $8 a month just on that data, because data is expensive. Data is important because you can do more with rich data. Some of the tools that we use here, N8N, to give it agency over all of these other apps. Then Vappy for the voice, ChatGPT for analysis, copywriting, Apollo for scraping the leads, the database for the leads, Perplexity for the research, and instantly to send out the emails. So you're looking at a $300 system here. Depending on your usage, it can be a lot more. Could be upwards of like, let's say $1,500 max, but still like it. That's actually, yeah, around that. What you're gonna spend a lot of money on is gonna be the email finder. Like that can get pretty expensive if you do it at a really high volume, but it's impossible to get that many job postings. But yeah, it's quite cheap. That's why it's good. You know, it's a system that works as if it were like a system of a company of 100 people for the price of like half of an employee. Not even. So buy it right now. Yeah. By the way, if you want to buy it from watching this video, it's $30,000 for this system, by the way. Yeah, so just a little reiteration on what I've been working on. 2023, I found out about AI and the use case of deploying them into, small businesses. Started out, reaching out to businesses in my local area, offering them like these AI CRM solutions that I found out about, and made some really cool connections. It's been quite a journey. 2024, I moved to Spain. Came here to live with my family because I had been away for so long and I really miss my family. So 2024, I went crazy with it. So I started partnering up with automation agencies themselves, like automation agencies that are doing like 6 figures a month. I'm sure in some months I don't have access to that much data, but I'm sure they're reaching 6 figures a month in some of those months, just optimizing their sales funnels and overall automations there, and more related to the sales process, which of course, like, we build these things, we use them ourselves because it's that good. We're just early, so a lot of people don't see that much value in it, but if you have this obvious kind of radar in your head that this is a big deal, then it makes sense. And I don't want to be a dick about it, but it's just so obvious that it's hard. But I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends, they just don't quite get it yet, or a lot of people that I know. This is for people who are obsessed with systems and making sure that they're doing the most with the least amount of money. Not that it's cheap. It's an investment still. It is not cheap, but you can do a lot more than hiring 5 people. Yeah. So 2025, we're launching all of these solutions together into Omnibot AI, and it's going to be quite a ride. So yeah, we're going to stay ahead of the competition. How? We're going to talk to our clients faster, better, easier for them, because we care so much about our clients. We're not going to leave them waiting the whole day. We're going to reach out to them in 3 minutes. We're going to book that call. We're going to talk to them in the next day, and we're going to close the deal, and they're going to be happy. And then we're going to onboard them super quickly. That's something we can work on. By the way, these are custom solutions. So if you need to onboard quickly, as fast as you turn them into a client, we can work on that. Some of the best practices that we have to follow here is, making sure that your system is healthy. So improving itself, it's not enough. We need to make sure it's a long-term strategy. So keeping your inboxes healthy. Can't let them burn, or else we'll have to re-warm up emails. That takes a month. We lose a lot of money if that happens. So following best practices, personalization really, really helps with that. So it's really important that we leverage that data, that rich data that we get, in order to make people feel like they're being taken care of, that we're actually trying to build a relationship with them, because that way they don't block us or anything like that, right? And then of course, like the optimization part, the one where the system will give you these suggestions on how to improve the campaign, how to tweak the system from in the back end to make sure that we're performing better and better. Like, that's important. But yeah, overall, that's how you stay ahead of the competition. It's an endurance game, and for you to win an endurance game, you have to stay healthy in any sense, in every sense that you can. You got to stay healthy. It's a long-term game. We cannot lose. So best practices is the way to go. And this is it. This is the final slide of my presentation. Yeah, I'm really, really excited to bring this forward to the world and help businesses generate more leads, convert them faster, deploy a system on other business that can really like work in a long term without them having to hire many people, or whatever you have now. Just really like make sure that you're making the most out of them too, because you can be generating more leads and having those people close, instead of having them waste hours and hours and hours doing stupid shit, right? So this is all about exposing these inefficiencies that exist in business, in our businesses. This is about exposing the sales part of it. And yeah, that's what we'll do. If you like this and you think that this is something you would invest in, that you would deploy in your business, then leave a comment. Do something about it. Follow me on X, Lobo, and thank you for watching.